If you're like most of the practitioners that I talk to, you likely became one because you love helping people. Of course, you love the science, the problem solving, and especially the transformations your patients and clients achieve from working with you. But somewhere along the way, most likely you started to feel like you were running on fumes. And here's really the big message that I want to convey to you today. You do not need another certification, and you certainly do not need to work harder or add more hours to your day in order to be successful. But what you do need is to start thinking like a CEO versus clinician. If you are ready to scale your practice with more freedom, income, and impact, I invite you to hit that subscribe button. I release new videos every week in my new scaling series for practitioners, and this series is designed to help you to grow smarter and get precious time back in your week. I'm Lesli Bitel, business strategist and mentor for integrative and functional medicine practitioners as well as coaches. And I get it. I got to tell you, I have been in your shoes. As a matter of fact, for years, I was juggling patients, billing, marketing, and of course, admin work, all while wondering, gosh, how do people actually grow beyond what feels like such a grind? Now, what really changed everything for me really wasn't a new system or a new strategy. Instead, it was shifting how I thought about myself and my role. Because when you start seeing yourself as the CEO of your practice, not just the service provider, you start to make entirely different decisions. So today we are going to talk about the 5 mindset shifts that every successful practitioner must make to scale sustainably and confidently. Let's get started. Shift number 1, from doer to designer. So, as a practitioner, you're trained to do, assess, diagnose, treat, and repeat. But as CEO, your job is to design. The architect of the systems offers strategies that make your business work. And that means instead of asking, what do I need to get done today? I invite you to start asking, how can this get done without me? You move from being the operator to being the architect. And that one mindset shift can unlock every other level of growth for you. Shift number 2, from trading time to creating value. Now, this is one of the hardest shifts for many practitioners simply because we've been conditioned to equate hours with income. But I got to tell you, CEOs do not get paid for their time. They get paid for the value their systems create. So when you think like a CEO, you begin to realize that your greatest leverage really isn't your time, it's your ideas, your processes, and your intellectual property. So instead of thinking, how many clients can I squeeze in? I invite you to instead start thinking, how can I package my expertise to allow me to help more people at once? And that's when you start building wealth, not just wages. Shift number 3, from employee of your business to leader of it. Now, this one really does hit home for a lot of people. If your calendar, clients, or inbox are dictating your day, you're still an employee of your business. But a true CEO really does lead with intention. You set the vision, you decide the priorities, and you create the boundaries that allow you to do your best work. Remember, leadership is about ownership versus control. It is about guiding your business forward, not just keeping it afloat. Let's go to shift number 4, from perfection to progress. This one's huge. As clinicians, we are wired for precision, and that really generally is a good thing, especially when you're reviewing labs or designing treatment plans. But in business, perfection can kill your momentum. And CEOs know that clarity comes through action. You test, you tweak, you refine, but you don't wait for perfect. So instead of waiting until your funnel, your course, or your website is perfect and flawless, launch, learn, and improve as you go. Progress is truly what builds confidence. And shift number 5, from scarcity to strategy. Now, let's be honest, many practitioners operate from a scarcity mindset without even realizing it. You worry there aren't enough clients or patients, or that you'll lose people if you raise your rates, as an example. But CEOs tend to think differently. They know that abundance comes from alignment and from systems, and they trust the numbers, the process, and their ability to create demand. So instead of thinking, what if there's not enough? How about switching that around and asking, how can I create more opportunities for the right clients to find me? And that's a strategic question, and it always leads to a growth mindset. So let's bring this home, shall we? The difference between clinician and CEO isn't intelligence or passion, it's really perspective. And when you start thinking like a CEO, you design instead of do, create value instead of trading time, you tend to lead your business instead of being really reactive, and you choose progress over perfection. And also, you operate from strategy, not from a scarcity mindset. So, my challenge for you this week is go ahead, write down one area of your business where you're still acting like a clinician or practitioner, and one small shift that you can step into your CEO role. Because once you start thinking like a CEO, scaling stops feeling scary and starts feeling strategic. If this video gave you that aha moment, I invite you, please hit that like and hype button, because it tells YouTube that this content is resonating with practitioners just like you. And if you haven't already done so, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode in my scaling series for practitioners. Also, if you are ready to step fully into your CEO role and want frameworks to guide your next stage of growth, I invite you to visit me at lesliebitel.com. I've got lots of free resources waiting there to help you. And also, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments the one thing you plan to do a little differently based on what you've learned in this video. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, remember, you are not just the practitioner in your business, because you are actually the visionary who leads it.